Hello, and welcome to Chair Chat. I am Joyce Doris Coleman, Chairwoman of the Memphis-Shelby County School Board. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of having the one, Miss Sable Otey, newly elected school board member, here today. Welcome, Sable. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for the awesome welcome.
Oh, speak awesome of awesome people.
Thank you.
I'm going to say that, okay? We got a few questions. Just look, get to know who Miss Sable Otey is.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's start. You were recently elected to serve on the Memphis-Shelby County School Board. What inspired you to run for the school board? And what does serving District 5 mean to you personally?
I think that everyone wants to hear what that aha moment was for you and say that, oh, I'm going to run, right? There are several moments that led up to me actually running for office. And I would say that final moment, I'll just jump to that one, is me having my children. I have 3 boys. 2 of them are in school in my district. And I wanted to be able to have an impact on their learning and their academic achievement. Of course, being a former educator as well and being within the school district, seeing how, things have been run, and just wanted to make an overall impact and overall improvement for all students. So that's why I ran. My kids are the driving force behind that. It means a lot to me. I've been living in Cordova since 2014, since I moved back to Memphis.
Okay.
And funny thing is, I never thought I'd come back. And moving back was the best thing that ever happened to me.
You never thought you'd move back to Memphis?
Never thought I would back to Memphis. And when I moved back to Memphis, I bought my first home in Cordova, and I've been there ever since. And so I love the community. I love Cordova. My neighbors are amazing, and the people are amazing there. It's pretty quiet where I am. It's there's a lot of retirees out there, but I just love my district.
And you said something that kind of struck me. A former educator?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit more.
So I taught at Snowden, and I taught at Lawrence Elementary.
Okay.
So I was a physical education teacher. So, of course, being an athlete. And I taught elementary to 8th grade, so kindergarten to 8th grade. So I enjoyed it. The kids loved it. And the school that I ended up, my last school year was at Lawrence Elementary, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved the leadership. The principal there was Kelvin Bates at the time. So I enjoyed it.
And you said, I'm not going to get to my next question because we're still on question 1.
Okay.
Former athlete.
Yes. So great things come from Memphis. Great things come from Memphis-Shelby County Schools. I'm a former USA bobsledder. I started out with track, and I went to the mighty East High School.
Okay.
I am a Mustang. Everybody knows about our track team. They know that we were undefeated. They couldn't touch us. And so just learning, how to be the ultimate athlete, in track. When I moved to San Diego, I ran track there, trained at the Olympic Training Centers, geared up for trials, and got pregnant first round, my first child, right? I missed that round. And when I moved back to Memphis, that's when I made the USA bobsleigh team. Moved back to Memphis, drove down to South Carolina, Greenville, and tried out, scored top 2 in the rounds. We had different rounds, and I was number 2 for men and women.
Wow.
And I ended up going to Lake Placid, New York, and trying out and made the team. So just awesome. And I got to go to trials for bobsled. It was just like a dream come true. And I always tell a lot of the moms, you don't have to be uberly domestic just because you've had a kid. You can still go out there and chase your dreams and achieve them. So.
And you've achieved them.
Yep.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
We're so proud. You represent District 5. Mm-hmm. Can you share a bit about your connection to the community and what makes it special to you?
So even before becoming elected, so I work in the financial sector. We do financial literacy workshops, so I engage with a lot of my community that way. I love doing the sports camps. I've done several of them at Bart Ferguson. Mm-hmm. We do our trunk or treats. I do that directly out of my office every single year. We do our toy drives. So I'm directly connected with my community by doing that. It's something I've always loved to do. I grew up around just so many people giving back to me, and I knew that it's something that I wanted to do. I wanted to give back. And although the stuff that I do is in the district, we do welcome students from all over Memphis-Shelby County. So those are some of the ways I kind of feel fulfilled and connected with a lot of the community.
Going to Cordova a couple of times, first thing I hear people ask, do you know Sable?
Yes.
So that means that you're out there.
Yeah.
I get to go out and, do you know Sable?
Yeah.
Yes. And I say, yes, I know Miss Otey.
Good.
And they be like, she represents us. So that speaks very highly that you're on the ground, which I say boots on the ground.
Yes, boots on
You
the
are
ground.
boots on the ground. Move on. What has been the most rewarding part of serving as a school board member so far?
I would say with the community aspect, you're only as impactful as your, I would say, maybe your reach. I feel like we have a larger reach, a larger platform. We can reach more students and more families. So I would say that's been more rewarding, being able to be impactful in a larger way, and being able to use that platform that way. Going into the schools, seeing the kids, and I would say, honestly, I take pride in my principals. They're doing an amazing job. You just don't know how much you're doing, how much people are actually taking in, how much you're contributing.
Yeah.
Till you hear somebody else say it, right? And so just being able to make an impact in a great way, and your principals see it, and you know that you're actually making an impact on your schools. Thankfully, I've been blessed. I don't have as many schools as some of us have,
yes.
so I can get around to my schools a little bit more than some of the other school board members can. But just having that, being able to be impactful on our leadership, because that trickles down to our kids.
Yeah, it does. Because
Yeah.
I think you can get to yours in a week.
Yeah.
Some of us. But it's impressive to me because I get a chance to hear that you're out there.
Yeah.
Three boys, right?
Yes, 3 boys.
A full-time business.
Yes.
A husband.
Yes.
But you still are in the schools. You're
In the
still,
schools.
and you don't even have a problem crossing the district to go into other schools to be
no.
impactful.
No,
And that
definitely.
means a lot.
Yeah, definitely not. Before even, again, becoming an elected official, I would go to different schools, mentor, speak to the students. I do a lot of the athletic banquets. I go out and give awards. I do a lot of the camps. So I got a football camp that's actually coming up too. So I do a lot of the camps throughout the city. I'm uberly excited about extracurricular activities. So I don't mind, going around. I just left Whitehaven today. So they had an amazing event where over 64 students got $1 million in scholarship. That was impressive. And I think that school is going to have over $100 million in scholarships by the end of the year for class of 2025 alone. So it's impressive. So I was happy to go over there to support.
I was happy. One young man, over $13 million.
Over $13 million.
Just one
That's
person
impressive.
is very much.
Crazy.
Okay. What are some of the most pressing needs or priorities you're hearing from families and schools in your district? What's in need? What do we have to?
Honestly, I do. From the last few conversations that I've had, when I talk to some of the people or the students or constituents in my Latino community, they want more support with ESL, right? They want more support with the English language and learning the English language. That's one thing that I've learned. And then just having more resources in general, as far as more activities and stuff for the kids to do. They're asking for that in the community centers. And so I've expressed that too. And so I have a good relationship with the manager at the community center, and they're working on a few things. So those are like the 2 things that I've heard as far as from the parents. The kids, however, they say the same thing. I love it. Extracurricular activities. One of the kids said they need a job. So
The kids
I'm
need
praying.
jobs.
I'm hoping that we can get some of those apprenticeships. We've been making those connections with some of those community partners, getting more apprenticeships for those students so they can actually learn more trades and more skills and be exposed to more things. I actually have a couple of mentors or interns that I'm going to have work with me from MAPS and Memphis Ambassadors Program this summer. So I hear those kids, and we're like, hey, here this program is doing these type of things that you want. So sign up for this program, and then we're trying to get more things going in the community. So just talking to our county commissioner out there, Ms. Shante Avon, and working with Councilwoman Green to create more opportunities for the students.
That's awesome. And we're in the process of looking to get 10 more ESL educators.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
that's part of our upcoming budget
Yeah.
that we're working on.
Good
so
to hear.
that's something that you can take back and say,
Yes.
you know, that and knowing that it's needed, it'd be
Yeah.
something we could push for even
Yeah,
harder.
absolutely. Yeah, that's good.
We take that for granted. So much, you know, we think our educators or our students have, but
Yeah.
knowing that's awesome.
Yeah.
What progress are you most proud of so far for District 5? Are there any recent wins or programs you'd like to highlight?
Man, we have Mr. Adrian with the choir.
Yes.
He just got an award, doing a great job. We had a young man who
Where's Mr. Adrian from?
Mr. Adrian is actually from Cordova High School.
Yeah.
And so he's an Academy Award winner. I'm proud of him. I didn't, you know, they're doing great things. They just got a chance to travel abroad and sing. So that was awesome. We had a young man. He just won a wrestling match. He's a champion. He's also from Cordova High School. Sports-wise, of course, you know, they're always doing a lot of amazing things in our schools. Dr. Miller's always doing some amazing things at Cordova Elementary.
Yes.
I looked at my calendar. I was like, oh my God, so many things.
She's just a ball of energy.
Yeah. And I know over there in Macon Hall, they have their sports events that they're doing for the kids, and there's a lot of participation and excitement around that. Riverwood is doing some amazing things. I love the events that they did for the dads and the muffins with the moms, and so I was over there to experience that. Chimney Rock, they're always super creative. They're a little melting pot over there, and so always the principal Andrews is always doing amazing stuff over there. And so I mean, all of my schools are they're doing great things. And then Mount Pisgah. My son runs track there.
Oh, wow.
So they're doing great things too. And the orchestra team is going to be traveling to perform in May. So I'm excited about that. They have a pretty good orchestra team. And my son plays violin. I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell. He plays violin there too. So I'm just proud of my schools. They're doing amazing things. And so they're all getting out there, and the kids are excited and they're engaged. And then, of course, I can't forget Cordova Middle. Good job. Cordova Middle School. Dr. Hardiman is doing an amazing job with those kids over there. They have all types of incentives. Those kids are excited. They're striving for those things because they're always making it fun and exciting. Yes. And so they always want to be at school. They're engaging, and the kids I love them. Like, I love it.
Everybody I've had a chance to do this with talks about fun activities.
Yeah.
And that's what learning should be learning,
right.
But we got to make some fun
make
for
it
our
fun.
children.
Yeah.
You know, give them a reason to want to get them. I think you had some young people from Cordova High School that just left today going to Nashville.
Yes.
That's why I left the first event so I could come and see them all.
Yeah.
To go to Nashville, all state choir.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
I told them we'll be there to bring their when they bring their trophies back.
Yeah.
We'll be there waiting on them Sunday.
It's awesome.
Okay. How do you stay connected with your constituents? What's your approach to making sure their voices are heard at the board level?
Okay. So recently, I just started I'm doing a newsletter specifically for District 5. And so I've been kind of in the community. If I see people that's there, I try to grab a few people here and there and say, hey, I get your name, your email address. I want to keep you updated on what's going on. So I'm starting my own listserv now, too, to reach more people in the community because everybody doesn't have kids to go to school in the district. Also, I had a meeting with the Cordova Business Association. They have a group of their own, and so we're going to start an email list for them as well so that we can keep them engaged, and if there's any community events or anything that's going on,
awesome.
We can add that all to the newsletter and try to reach as many as we can, and then just trying to be more active on social media. And so that's what we're working on. And the last thing is making sure we update the website. I just recently had a suggestion about putting things on my website that I have. And so we're going to work on getting that out there too.
Getting all the information so everybody
can. Because people, if they don't have kids in the district, they don't get the email. And then if they, they don't check their emails, or I don't want to say not check the emails, because I've had emails that's sent out, and I've had some parents say they didn't get it. So I'm like, okay, what's your email so we can try to add you?
Make sure it's the right
make sure you get it,
That's awesome.
Yep.
21st century thinking.
21st century. But it's all ideas from my constituents. So, yeah.
So you're taking it and working with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
As a board member, collaboration. I messed up. As a board member, collaboration is key. How do you build relationships with fellow board members? That's us.
Yep.
District leaders and community partners.
Well, again, I think that we got to put some fun in there, right?
Yeah.
And so, the last meeting we had a few meetings ago, we talked about just doing some team building stuff. So I think that's the best way to really build relationship outside of us being so serious behind the desk all the time. Of course, we build relationship and through our committee meetings and our work sessions and things like that. But also just figuring out ways that we can actually come together and be able to have fun, do those team building activities. I actually had the opportunity to go down to one of the meetings that they had at HR. It was really fun. They were doing a lot of team building activities. It was fun, and we participated in a couple of them, and just getting to know everybody, and just talk to them in an element where they feel like they don't have to be pressed to do any work, or And so I think that's the best time to be able to build relationships with others. And so I think just doing that along, and it's showing that you're human, and everything else doesn't have to always be so serious. Just doing it that way. So.
We can laugh.
Yeah, we can laugh.
And I was thinking earlier today, I said, each one of my board members, each one of my colleagues brings something different.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Where board member Hugh Garcia advocates on behalf of, obesity and health of our children. Board member Williams, if you want to get him started talking about teachers.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows, Board member Love. Frazier. Anything, Frazier, all Frazier. But she talks about other things also. Yeah. Board member Otey, building relationships. I said, if I could just sum up what that one certain thing is for my colleagues. If board member Otey does not build a relationship everywhere she goes, and it's good, because you're that connector.
Yeah. And I genuinely do love people. Like I love people.
We know.
So, especially they're really nice, it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
And then it makes it welcoming. And then it makes it makes them feel like you're approachable too, So,
I love when I have to call or I just call to check on you. It's a great day to be great. Oh, I love hearing that.
Because it's so easy to find negative things. So I just try to be positive.
You're going to find the positive. And we appreciate that.
You're welcome.
We appreciate that. What's one lesson you've learned since joining this awesome school board?
Man, one lesson that I've learned, I would say, to be honest, one of the biggest things that I've learned is when we come together as a community, literally we can do anything.
Yes.
And so just having that driving force to move our district forward, to really work with our students, and being that example for our kids. Because I remember when I was in school, the reason why I wanted to be a teacher was because of my examples in the schools and how everybody came together as a collective to make sure we all got what we needed. And I've told the story before. I remember when I had a flat tire, because nobody wanted to call my grandma. They didn't want my grandma to come to the school, right? And so, any issue that I had, somebody would try to figure out how to fix it or how to help me. And they did that for many of the students.
Yeah.
And so just looking at having that driving force and coming together as a community, we literally can do anything. And great things do and can and will continue to come out of Memphis and Memphis-Shelby County Schools. So I would just say that would be the biggest thing for me.
Look at you. You greatness. And you from Memphis.
Yes.
From East. We ain't going to say
East High School.
East High School. Everybody don't understand. It's an inside joke. Everybody can't be the high school. But it's
East is.
If you say so. Okay, what message do you want to send to families, students, and educators of District 5 as we move forward into a new season?
I would just say, I'm always talked about the village. All of us continue to work together, continue to build and grow, say something positive to someone, pour into our kids. They can read. They are smart. Give them something positive to look forward to.
Say that again.
Volunteer. Come out and
they're smart.
They're smart. They can read.
They can
You got to tell them, because they're going to believe what you say.
Yes.
And so if we keep telling them they can't do this, we keep talking about limitations, and they're going to believe it. So I would just say us collectively continue to be positive, pour into our children, be good examples, go out and give a helping hand, volunteer when we can. I know we have a lot of parents that have to work 2, 3 jobs, but those of us that don't, go out and volunteer, go help, go support, cheer another student on, if they don't have their parents there.
Yes.
I think that'll be most helpful. And so just coming together, bringing back the village, being welcoming, as many of us have been doing, continue to do that, because everybody needs somebody, right?
That's it.
And so I think that's the most important thing to me. It's just lending that helping hand, coming together, us working together, and to bring back the village.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had the pleasure of sitting and chatting with none other than District 5, Miss Sable Otey. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're busy, to come and have this conversation with me. And I want to thank our viewers for this opportunity for another Chair Chat. Thank you.